boys and girls, it's Mrs. Rutherford here from the Nearwood Pond again, and I've got my friend the bullfrog with me. You can hear him cribbit and croaking. If I found a real frog, I would see probably some green colors like this. This guy isn't artificial, and he is made out of cloth and sewn, so he doesn't even feel like a real frog or toad would. But one thing that would be in common is he would have colors of green on him. And I've been looking around and I've noticed that the leaves have all really come out on the in the near woods here on the trees and the plants, and I've just picked a few leaves to show you some of the different ones that you can see, the different shapes. And most of all though, I want to look at this color, this nice green color. Look how they're all different tones. Some are lighter, some are darker. This is some honeysuckle. This is an oak leaf. And here is a little holly leaf. It's got sharp prickers on the end. If I turn it over to the back, look how the color of green is different on the back from the front. So you might take a look outside and see what you see. I've got another green here. This one is a blade of grass, and at the end of my story I'll show you a cool trick you can do with this. My grandma taught me. Now, I have a book that I think you'll like a lot. It was actually written and illustrated by a kindergarten class. Here they are with their teacher. They're from Bartlesville, Oklahoma, and they wrote this book as a class project in honor of Earth Day. Earth Day is this week. Did you know that? And Earth Day is a day where we celebrate taking care of our environment. That's important to all of us. Our class is Going Green, written and illustrated by Mrs. Nichols' kindergarten class at Oak Park Elementary in Bartlesville, Oklahoma. This book is dedicated to all the green individuals who realize the importance of taking care of the environment. Meet the authors. And there's the picture that's on the back cover. They look like kids from our school, some of them. Our class is going green. No, not the color green. Our class is learning to be kind to the earth. Look at those illustrations. They're made out of recycled materials, I think. To make our environment a better place, here are some ways we are going green. We're going to reduce, reuse, recycle. I hope you do that at home. We're going to walk to school instead of riding in cars. Right now, to walk to school, you would just have to walk maybe from your bedroom into your living room because we're at home right now. But when we get back to school, maybe if it's safe, you could ride or walk your bike. We're going to wear our clothes in layers instead of turning the thermostat up to keep warm. Maybe put on a sweater or a jacket if you're chilly, or if you get warm, you could take it off. At lunch, we'll only take one napkin at lunch instead of a handful of napkins. That's reducing the amount we use. We're going to keep our classroom doors closed instead of letting the cold air in. If it's cold outside, close the windows and doors. If it's warm outside, then maybe you could open them up and let some fresh air in. We're going to reuse old paper for class lessons and projects instead of using new paper. Right now, we're all using a lot of old paper probably just to try and save our resources, but maybe that's a habit we could get into from now on. we're going to turn the water off after we wash our hands instead of leaving the water running while we dry our hands. Save that water. That helps the earth, doesn't it? We'll help keep our playground clean instead of littering on the ground. Oh, I like that one. I always try my best if I see paper laying around or little bits of trash, I try and pick them up and throw them away, even if I wasn't the one responsible. We'll recycle our trash instead of throwing it away. Remember, reduce, reuse, recycle. Our class has learned how to make the world a better place. Now we're teaching everyone in our school to be green. Look how the people changed. How would you like to be green? I feel like I'm kind of a green person. So they put something cool in here. They put a list of think of ways you can take care of our environment and go green. And they have a list of 14 spaces. Maybe you and your family could think about things you could do to help our earth. I know one of the things you could do is if you have a light on and you leave the room, turn the light off when you leave the room so it saves electricity. So those are some cool ideas from the kindergarten class. If kindergartners can think of all these great things, I know everybody can. Now, that blade of grass, I promised you that I'd show you a little secret trick my grandma taught me. So I get a blade of grass that's a little bit thin but long, and I put it between my thumb and my forefinger up near the top. See how I'm holding it? And I've got it where I can lay the extra part of the grass against my hand and close my hand up over it a little bit. So now there's a little bit of air space, and that blade goes across, and I'm going to put it up to my mouth and blow and watch and see what happens. Are you ready? Oh my goodness, that was loud. I don't want to scare anybody, but listen. Oh, I think I might be calling some birds in a little bit with this. I hear some starting to chirp. They don't know what's out here. My grandma taught me to do that, and it's fun to make a whistle with grass, so you might want to try it. But please make sure you're outside and don't bug anybody with it because it's so loud it can hurt your ears. But anyway, it's a fun way to go green with some noise. And I'll see you later, smilers. Bye.